I've broken off the ribbon cable. That was... oh fuck. Put it in. Close the lid. 200 degrees. Okay. What up, little GPU?
Help! Of course you need some thermal paste. But I don't have thermal paste. I'm gonna use Nivea cream. Well, this 27-inch iMac from 2009 is 17 years old, which means that in some countries this iMac is even allowed to drink alcohol and drive a car. I was given this iMac from a friend of mine who said that it was broken and that if I'd be able to fix it, I could keep it. Well, to find out what's wrong with this trusty old iMac, why don't we check if it even starts? Well, that sound surely does not get old. And, well, that logo also kinda looks dated, but still modern, still feels fresh because of the Apple aesthetic. But we can take a look at this loading screen for a long time because it won't boot. It's stuck there. It's just looping, so we have to boot it to safe mode. Also, the Magic Mouse and Magic Keyboard were only there for aesthetic reasons. I couldn't get them connected to this iMac, so here I have to connect a wired keyboard to it. But yeah, we'll have to take a look at that later in the video. So here am I booting the iMac holding the shift key down. By that, we are booting into safe mode. And with safe mode, there are certain peripherals deactivated and certain components deactivated. And as you can see, the graphics card is not playing along, and oh, that doesn't look healthy. So yeah, the culprit here actually is the dedicated graphics card, and those animations really look junky. Holy shit! Why don't we open Launchpad to see how that looks? Ooh, yeah, that is some good animation there, iMac. Well, at least the GPU still lives, still is trying to do its job, but let's face it, we have to take it out and either find a replacement, which does seem to be a bit pricey, or do a little bit of DIY hotfixing. How are we going to hotfix this little motherfucker? Well, by playing Cooking Mama with the motherfucking GPU. What do I mean by playing Cooking Mama with the GPU? Well, I meant that seriously. We're going to take out the GPU and put it into an oven and bake it for 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. You might be asking yourself, why in the name of hell does baking an electrical component help it work again? What the? To understand that, we have to go back in time and learn a little bit of PCB and soldering. Well, because in 2006, the electronic industry shifted to lead-free solder to comply with environmental regulations and all that shit. And these early lead solders were a bit more brittle and had higher melting points than the old lead-based stuff. Well, every piece of tech, every PC, every component, every CPU, every GPU has something called thermal cycling. Your iMac gets hot when you use it and it cools down when you turn it off. That's called a thermal cycle. And every time this happens over hot and cold cycles, the brittle solder balls underneath the GPU and the PCB eventually crack under the stress. Once a crack creates a gap, the electrical signal breaks, and that's when you get a black screen, graphical glitches, or the graphics card just won't work properly, as we've seen here. Why does putting a GPU into the oven fix this problem? Well, because it's melting the solder. We're heating the GPU to roughly 200 degrees for about 10 minutes. That basically reconnects circuits. As the solder softens and melts, gravity pulls the chip down slightly and the liquid flows back together, bridging those tiny microscopic cracks that cause the failure. If we let it cool down now, in theory, it should harden again and work again. Little fun fact, this is the same problem that caused the red ring of death on the Xbox 360. But first we have to disassemble this monstrosity, and fuck, it was that hard. So to take apart this iMac, a lot of people would use suction cups. That is also what you find on the iFixit guide. But what I have found out, because this one has already been opened prior, these are just, especially the 2009 model, is only held together by magnets, not by glue. Thank you for that, Apple. But what we can do is, if we are lucky enough, just
cut my fingernails, but we can get into there with our fingernails. We should be able to pry off this glossy screen part. Who glued this thing in? And I've broken off the ribbon cable. That was... oh fuck. Hope it was for the DVD drive. It doesn't make sense. Oh fuck. That is not good. Could have taken that off. Well, at least it still works. How long to bake iMac GPU? Put it in, close the lid, 200 degrees. Okay, what up, little GPU? Help! Help! Help me! Help!
2 very boring minutes later.
That looks cooked. Holy, ooh, motherfucker. Oh, fuck. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is reassemble the cooked, baked graphics card. And I, of course, need some thermal paste, but I don't have thermal paste. So we're going to use the best next alternative I have at the moment. And a lot of you are going to call this a war crime, but we're going to use Nivea cream. It's turning on, alright. I was scared for a sec. Did baking save the GPU? This is the moment of truth. Oh, it worked! Oh, it worked. Baking the motherfucking GPU fucking worked. Holy shit, I can't believe this. Let's try the launch pad. Oh! Whew.
Well, there you have it, guys. Baking this GPU has actually fixed it. Now, would I recommend you to do this? Well, if you have no other choice, then I guess, yeah, go for it, because, I mean, the graphics card is dead anyways. But if you have the chance to buy a replacement card, then go buy a replacement card, because I made a joke in the video, they're not that expensive. They're around 50 to 70 bucks. It's okay for those graphics cards. If you want to use your iMac again, I mean, it's okay. Just buy that one. I actually have bought a replacement one on eBay too, and I have built it in, and this time I did build it in with thermal paste. I didn't use Nivea cream. Don't use Nivea cream as thermal paste. It's not good. But what you can take away from this now is that, well, baking a GPU fix it, I guess. So, I don't know, let's bake everything if it's broken.